This week on GamePron News, Microsoft's Kinect goes platinum, but most countries won't get to experience its full potential just yet. Activision closes one studio and threatens another with major changes, while Blizzard are hiring console developers to work on Diablo 3. We witness the convergence of Valve time and real time as Portal 2 gets another new release date, John Carmack takes Rage to the App Store, and we get another glimpse of what's in store with Deus Ex Human Revolution. Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen. Microsoft's motion sensing Kinect peripheral was launched this month to great acclaim, but people still scoffed when the hardware giant predicted their new project would see 5 million sales by the end of 2010. The doubters are now preparing their apologies already, as the peripheral has already sold 1 million units just 10 days after the US launch. It's not been a perfect introduction, however. While the US, UK, Japan and English-speaking Canada are quite happily telling their consoles to play, pause and stop video playback just by speaking, their gaming brethren in the Southern Hemisphere have no such luck. Basically, we all talk funny and Microsoft wants to make sure everything works properly before attempting to cope with our accents. We've been told to expect an update to enable the functionality in the first few months of next year, but it's not yet known whether Kinect technology will allow you to chuck another shrimp on the barbie without leaving the couch. In other news, Activision have this week announced the closure of Budcat Creations, one of their developers who'd recently been putting in some long hours on the PlayStation 2 and Wii titles for the Guitar Hero and Band Hero series. Activision are streamlining their music development resources, which saw the death of the Iowa-based studio and 88 employees' jobs cut overall. UK-based Bizarre Creations also suffered at Activision's hand. The Blur developer has been given a 90-day notice that restructuring or closure may be in their immediate future. The publisher may now sell assets, resize the company, or sell off Bizarre as a whole as an alternative to shutting the studio entirely. According to Activision, the decision was made in part due to Blur's poor commercial sales and because the fundamentals of the racing genre have changed significantly over the past 3 years. It seems people just don't want to drive cars really fast anymore. Someone should probably mention that to Electronic Arts, who have just announced Shift 2 Unleashed, the latest in the Need for Speed franchise. It's a sequel to 2009's Need for Speed Shift, scrapping the first part of the branding and focusing on bringing a visceral, physical, intense experience to the world of racing games. Shift 2 Unleashed is due out in the first half of next year for PC, PS3 and Xbox 360. Blizzard would like you to know, even though they're currently advertising for a lead programmer, lead designer and a senior producer for Diablo 3, all of them requiring significant console experience, that this is not an announcement of a console title. However, once people started noticing console and Diablo 3 in the same sentence, Blizzard updated the Diablo 3 community page to convince gamers that they are exploring a Diablo-related concept for consoles, and that's why they need the new stuff. They say, with proper care, the gameplay could suit the console platform and we're interested in seeing what talent out there might be interested in such a project. Make of that what you will. It's also worth noting that Blizzard have just signed a lease on 2 new buildings near its Southern California campus, expanding their office space by nearly 40%. Gotta put those console developers somewhere, right? Portal 2 is coming in April next year. Sure, it's not this holiday season and it's not February, but it's a mere 2 months past the last release window we were given. That's a very scary little fact. According to Valve, this is actually the shortest delay in their proud tradition of delays, and they're a bit chuffed. Remember, Half-Life 2 was originally meant to ship in September 2003, but we didn't see it until November 2004. We'd been promised Team Fortress 2 was coming soon in 1998, and that one didn't turn up until 2007. Let's not even start on the proposed Christmas 2007 release date for Half-Life 2 Episode 3, okay? So why is this one scary? On one hand, the news suggests Valve might be getting better at working to deadlines. On the other, however, it might just represent the approaching convergence of Valve time and real time, signalling the end of humanity as we know it. Small price to pay though if it means we can spend more time with GLaDOS. Speaking of Valve and getting things done sooner than expected, we were told that a PC version of Firemint's Flight Control HD would be arriving via Steam in late November. Translating that one into Valve time means gamers across the world weren't really anticipating the game before Christmas. But it's here right now. In its first day on the virtual shelves this week, it quickly became Steam's top-selling game for less than $5. The new PC version of the game introduces an all-new exclusive map, Stunt Flying, which brings with it a new gameplay element. Rather than merely dragging your planes to the appropriate runway, you can now score extra points by navigating a series of stunt cones on your way. While some developers, like Firemint, have started out working on iPhone titles and moved on to PC and console, others are moving in the opposite direction. John Carmack and id Software this week launched Rage for iOS, our first look at their new IP in years. Rage has been released for iPhone, iPod Touch and iPad, and it's a first-person rail shooter that throws you into the starring role in a post-apocalyptic game show. Your task is to survive. Sounds simple enough until you factor in the flesh-eating mutants running rampant across each of the 3 levels.
Apophis fell, and with it, doomsday began. Annihilation was predicted, but it wasn't the end.
This one's actually pretty shiny. It's running at 60 FPS and using the id Tech 5 engine. Possibly it's a response to Epic's recent use of the Unreal Engine in Infinite Blade. Keep in mind though, Rage is just a sampler for the real deal, an introduction into id's new universe. You'll get a chance to visit properly when Rage is launched for PC, Mac, PS3 and Xbox 360 later next year. The world also got a glimpse of what they can expect from Deus Ex Human Revolution when it's launched in early 2011. A brand new gameplay trailer has hit the wires, showing off events that took place 25 years before the first game and still 17 years on from today.
Richard, I'm in.
Head for the penthouse, Jensen. That would be at the top of the building.
Any security features I should know about?
Nothing too taxing, I expect.
Currently in development at Eidos Montreal, the world is full of conspiracy theories and powerful corporations, and people have taken body modifications to extremes, adding biomechanical augmentation to their flesh and bones, including the Icarus landing system, which allows users to fall from virtually any height and still enjoy a soft landing. And finally, this weekend, the 4th annual Desert Bus for Hope Internet Telethon kicks off, raising money for Child's Play. Last year, they raised more than $140,000 for sick kids, and they're hoping that this year will be even bigger. It's basically a bunch of people in a room playing the most boring game in the world, doing silly things to raise money. They perform requests, auction off prizes, award random giveaways, and entertain the odd celebrity who happens to wander in. If you want to be a part of it, head to desertbus.org or follow the links on our website. Till next week, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is GamePron News.